Hello. Uh, Many times you listen to people say that narcissists are like machines, that they are programmed to do the same things over and over again. And I think, yes, they are. They are like machines, they repeat the same patterns, and there is a technique that two narcissists used on me. Narc 2 and Narc 3, and their stories I'm going to tell later. But I can tell this now about this technique that they used on me, and it was like it looked like the same person was doing that to me, only with a different face. But it seemed that it was the same person, and the technique I'm going to call the single word attack technique. And I want you to tell me if your narcissist used this same technique on you, because it is very suspicious that two narcissists used the same technique, and I suspect that maybe other narcs might use the same technique. And I'm going to try to explain this, but it happens in a very subversive and subtle way, in a way you can understand it only through your intuition, that I cannot even find the words to translate what my intuition told me and tells me about it. About this way that they use this technique. The single word attack technique is used as an attack intended to hurt, and it's equivalent to slapping you in the face or punching your stomach or piercing your heart with an arrow. And it brings the arrogance of the narcissist. It also is an insult to your intelligence and your human dignity. And it's basically an indirect way of calling you a jerk, an ignorant, a dumb fool. And this is the thing here. The narcissist will be talking to you, and in the middle of the conversation he will use a word that is uncommon, a word that is sort of rare, and he will stop, look at you really fast, and he will repeat that word as if he is asking you if you know this word. And it is a word that with me was a word that I knew, and that perhaps the narcissist knew that I knew. But he stopped and repeated the word in an irritated manner, in an aggressive manner, and annoyed, and really fast, as if he by his uh, non-verbal language, as if he's saying, uh, come on, tell me at once if you know the meaning of this word, okay, so that I can continue my conversation. That's what the body language of the narcissist is telling. It's like, don't make me waste time teaching you the meaning of another word that only I know the meaning of. And I've chosen two words so that I can give you an example. It might be any word that might be considered difficult or rare. I don't remember the exact words that two narcissists used on me, but I chose two of them. The first one I chose is the word sordid. And sordid, it comes from Latin, and it means dirty or filthy. And then the narcissist, he might be doing this. And it's amazing that their body language and their verbal language is almost the same. So he's going to talk to you and say, well, uh, somebody did the same thing with me in the past. It was so sad, and it was so sordid. You know, did you get? I don't know if I could replicate, because I think it's something that only sick people can do. I don't know, people did me that in the past, but it was, what they did was so sordid. I don't know. I don't know if I could replicate what he did. And he wants you. It's like he demands you to tell him, yes, I understand, or yes, I know the meaning. You know, it's kind of very hurtful. He's calling you an ignorant for not understanding that word. He's being arrogant. He's being annoyed that perhaps you're going to make him waste time explaining the meaning of that word. It's a fucking asshole-ish thing to do, because if he's so annoyed, why did he use that word to start with? Why not use a simple, a word that was more humble? The narcissist causes his own problems. There's another word that I chose. It is the word laconic. Laconic means using few words, very few words. So you're laconic. You are laconic when you answer with only a few words, and you leave lots of blank spaces or silences. And perhaps the narcissist, as an example, might do this. Well, that afternoon that we were talking on Facebook, I thought you were so laconic. And this is the attack. The single word. But in the single word, he's being arrogant. He's calling you dumb. The narcissist called me dumb. The narcissist was annoyed with me for maybe not knowing the meaning of the word. You could see the anger or the irritation just because it was in his presence. And just the feeling of anger that this single word brings, and calling me fool, and it immediately makes you feel anxious for leaving the narcissist present, because you feel the intuition tells you, well, maybe we should end this conversation really fast because this person does not want me to waste his time. I felt very anxious when I was under this attack employed by two different narcissists. And it's so insulting, and it was very hurtful, especially because one of the narcissists was supposed to be the love of my life. And even so, more hurtful is because maybe that person knew that I knew the word, but insulted me in this manner nevertheless. It was obvious that I knew the meaning of the words that she used with me. But she, in her arrogance, she said, oh, you probably don't know the meaning of this word, so let me ask him if he knows. But ask him angrily. When you're open to someone that you love, when you respect that someone, when you treat that someone with patience and with tenderness, and that someone gives you this attack, it hurts deep within your heart, within your human dignity, in your soul. I don't have to tell this to all of us survivors. And the meaning, as you see, what hurts me in this single word attack is not the word, but it is, which has no overt attack in it. So that, and because of this, the narcissist can deny that he's attacking you. What hurts is the covert attack in this kind of attitude. It's not only a word, it's a word said with attitude. And the meaning of this attitude is what can be called a subtext. I read a few books about script writing, and script writers like subtext a lot, because you can write something and that something implies a deeper and more a deeper meaning, and maybe another meaning which is more rich and more full of other words that you need to use. But with a few words you can say something, and the subtext, the text, the message that is under it is the real meaning of what is being said. And that's what I'm talking about when I say that the narcissist is calling you ignorant, fool, and that he's angrily attacking you and saying, don't make me waste my time explaining you the meaning of this word. That's the subtext. Just by saying, it was so laconic, laconic, or oh, it was so sordid. Sordid, like, and the subtext is, do you know what sordid means, you idiot? And tell me fast, because I'm not going to waste my time explaining the meaning of this word to you, you fool. That's the subtext behind this attitude. And it hurts. Please tell me if this attack was used on you, if it just happened to me. I suspect that because two narcissists use the same kind of attitude, the verbal language and the non-verbal language, the body language was the same, identical. They are like machines made in a factory. Narcissists, they have the same brain, or they are like a car, made in the line. They act in very similar ways, and after being attacked this way, my intuition felt the pain, felt the hurt, but didn't. It is so subtle, and the subtext, you get the meaning, but the message that you're talking at that moment, which is the message on the upper part, not in the subtext, and that's the message that is distracting you. So the narcissist is overtly saying you something here, which may be neutral, because then he can be in the middle of the sentence. He can say, well, I didn't attack you. So he says something neutral here in the overt plan, in the overt place, but he's saying the attack in the subtext here, down here, and you don't even notice. And even if you notice, the narcissist is distracting you with the meaning of the message being discussed at that moment. So you're defenseless. The narcissist is cowardly attacking us, and he doesn't give us a chance to defend ourselves from the message said in the subtext. And even if you defend yourself, if you do something that I think is the best thing to do, is, wait a minute, stop there, with this body language. No, stop there, stop right there. So what you are saying is that I am a fool that don't know this word. You address the subtext. Don't let the narcissist distract you with the neutral message here. So that if you do that, the narcissist will then deny the abuse, deny the attack, so that because it is neutral, he will sit on the fence. And then he will say, no, I'm not attacking you. I'm not calling you dumb. And then he will bring you a counter complaint. And then he's going to complain that you are complaining. And that's perhaps no news, no novelty to us survivors or victims of narcissistic abuse, okay? And I was telling you that the narcissist is so a coward. He doesn't give you a chance to defend yourself, to respond to the attack, because he's distracting you with a message here, up here. And that's why we feel so powerless and defenseless with attacks such as this single word attack technique. Please let me know if you've been attacked in this way, or if I'm just something that just happened to me. And thanks for your time.